Hey, podcast listeners, it's Coach Lisa, and I've got something super special for you in the weeks leading up to our next 30-day vegan, salt, oil, and sugar-free challenge starting January 1st. I'm launching a brand new lifestyle disease series right here on the podcast, where each week I'll be breaking down one of the most common lifestyle diseases that's stealing our energy, our confidence, and our quality of life. I'm talking high blood pressure, obesity, heart disease, type 2 diabetes, kidney failure, chronic aches and pains, chronic fatigue, chronic stress, and even food addictions. The conditions that so many of us are living with but don't have to. And I'm going to show you exactly how we can begin putting them in remission through food, mindset, and our daily choices. This series is all about connection. It's all about connecting what's happening in your body to what's happening in your daily habits, your beliefs, and even your stressors. Because once you understand that link, everything changes. So if you've been waiting for a sign to take your health just a little more seriously before the new year, this is it. So tune in every week, take notes, and let's start the journey towards real lasting transformation. And remember, the 30-day vegan, salt, oil, and sugar-free challenge, which is going to be hosted by myself and my good friend, John Lewis, also known as the Badass Vegan, starts January 1st. You have a powerhouse that is going to be in here kicking the knowledge, supporting you through this entire process. Because me and John, we're not just here to help you eat differently. We want you to live differently. So I'm super excited. Enjoy this series, and we'll see you in the challenge. Optimal health is not a privilege, it's a right. However, unfortunately, the overwhelming majority of health challenges today can be attributed to lifestyle. This includes our physical activity, the quality of our relationships, stress, purpose and fulfillment, and of course, our diet. But what if there was an alternative? What if we could prevent and combat these health challenges with lifestyle changes before pills and procedures? You are listening to the Plant Protocol podcast with yours truly, plant-based health and business coach, and now the forever voice in your head, Lisa A. Smith. It's time to come get this health. Before we go any further, please note the information in this episode is not intended or implied to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. All content contained in this episode is for informational and educational purposes only. Enjoy. We have something really pressing and exciting to talk about today, and I'm so excited to be here with you all as we prepare to continue on this lifestyle disease series. For the past several weeks, I've been doing this lifestyle disease series as we are in the run-up to the next Plant Protocol 30-day vegan, salt, oil, and sugar-free challenge. And in the run-up to this challenge, I've made it my mission over the next several weeks before the challenge starts on January 1st to talk about some really, really popular, unfortunately popular lifestyle diseases that disproportionately have been impacting marginalized communities and really help shine the spotlight on how we can use lifestyle to address a lot of these conditions. So I'm excited to do that with you all today, to really talk about how very specifically lifestyle, diet, exercise, movement, mindfulness can all impact cancer specifically. So this should be good. I thought this was a special one because I'm going to have a special guest today. My good friend, John Lewis, also known as the Badass Vegan, is going to be joining me today. Let me tell y'all about why. Part of the reason we're going to be talking about cancer today is because it's a very personal topic for John. And I'm going to let him share his story when he comes on. He'll be here in about 10 minutes. But I also want to reminisce on something that I experienced many years ago. So I don't know about you guys, but for me, cancer has always been like a serious topic, right? Like cancer has always been one of the scariest things you can experience or somebody close to you could get diagnosed with. And for many years, and I don't know if this is true for a lot of you, I thought that cancer was kind of a something that you could not do much about. It was almost always for a lot of people a death sentence or a debilitating sentence, something that was really going to disrupt your quality of life and really potentially going to disrupt, kind of how you're used to operating. And, for many of us, that has been a case. But I remember many years ago, I had a yoga instructor. Her name was Terry. And Terry, phenomenal yoga instructor. And I remember her telling her story of when she got diagnosed with breast cancer. And when Terry got diagnosed with breast cancer, she told me that she made a decision that she was going to really fight. And Terry, before considering the treatment, the traditional treatment that's recommended when it comes with cancer, that she was going to try some lifestyle adjustments. And she did just that. So Terry, whole food, plant-based vegan, and she decided to really go all in on the power of plants, right? So really utilizing the phytonutrients that comes in plants. Phyto means plant. And so plant nutrients, really accessing those to help combat her cancer. And one of the things that Terry did, I remember in Michigan, we were in Michigan at the time, and she went to go live on a raw food retreat center, right? And I remember Terry was like, "Lo, I've been doing wheatgrass and I've been doing all these herbs, and this breast cancer is not going to take me out the game." And she eventually ended up having a double mastectomy. So she got both her breasts removed. Then she had an additional surgery a while later to get fat grafting. So she got some of the excess fat from other parts of her body and got it moved up to her chest area. And she did a whole thing, but she was able to reduce the cancer, the size, by 25%. Just by changing her lifestyle, going vegan, being serious about plants, going to learn how to live a raw vegan lifestyle for a while she combated it. And then she went forward and decided to just, for the remainder of the cancer, to have her breast removed. And these decisions helped her to avoid chemo and radiation. And I never forgot that story because I never knew before meeting her and then subsequently many other people that you can really take your power back and really have control over whether or not this thing metastasizes, whether it spreads, how much it grows, how much it impacts you by being intentional about your lifestyle. And like I said, Terry was a yoga instructor. So the movement and the mindfulness was already present, was already a daily habit of hers. Then she went hardcore on the diet, going as far as moving to a raw vegan sanctuary in Western, or I think Northern Michigan, for a couple of weeks, and really went all in, and it worked. And that was one of the most pivotal stories for me, understanding that there is something we can do about this disease that for many of us has ruined people's lives, ruined their quality of lives, taking people out the game early. And so I would love to hear from you guys what has been your experience with cancer, because it's very true that diet can either promote disease and prolong disease, or it can fight it, right? And you can really take your power back from a lot of these diagnoses. But many of us don't know that. Many of us, when we hear about these conditions, all we hear are the treatment, the Western treatment options, like chemo, radiation, or if they catch it too late and it's too advanced, right? We might hear surgery, and then we just might hear, listen, we just got to make you as comfortable as possible because, there's nothing you can do. It's too far advanced. It's spread too much. It's too far gone. And, this is something for us here at the Plant Protocol. And as we have continued to coach people, as we have been in service to people with a whole food, plant-based and vegan lifestyle, I've heard a lot of these stories since Terry's story. I've had people who have come into Farm to Table, our plant-based coaching program, and have been able to either keep cancer in remission. So they beat it. It was in remission, but they really wanted to make sure it stayed in remission by adopting a certain lifestyle. And we've had people who were in the midst of their battle and really had to make significant lifestyle changes. And so it's a very sensitive subject, but I want people to know, if you're listening and watching right now, right? If you're listening and watching right now, what I want you to know is it is not the end of the world, and you do not have to give all your power away to a diagnosis. You don't have to identify with it and accept it. There's something you can do. You can fight. There's lifestyle adjustments that you can make. And I'm excited to talk about that this morning with John, because I have evidence from people in real time that you can first make a decision, and then there's something you can do. You first make a decision that you're going to fight, and then there's something you can do. And so that's a refreshing realization, because sometimes we just give up. Sometimes we think, the doctors know better than us. We think they know and they're going to tell me what to do for treatment, and I'm just going to follow that and hope for the best. But you can do both, right? You can follow your Western recommendations, but then you can also make lifestyle changes. You can make lifestyle changes that can significantly increase your chances of remission when it comes to cancer. And so as we move into today, our next phase in this lifestyle disease series, I'm excited about talking to you guys about very specifically how plants, how diet, how things like stress, how things like rest and restoration, mindfulness, taking carcinogens out of your diet and out of your lifestyle can really give you a fighting chance, or someone you love a fighting chance, for putting this disease in remission. So I'm telling you right now, if you are battling any chronic health challenges, you need to be in the Plant Protocol 30-Day Vegan Salt, Oil, and Sugar-Free Challenge. It is by far one of the best protocols to put these conditions in remission. So if you're trying to lose weight, if you're dealing with things like high blood pressure, high cholesterol, autoimmune conditions, mental health challenges, depression, anxiety, hyperactivity, bipolar, like we've seen movement in all of those conditions using our 30-Day Vegan Protocol, guys. We give up salt, oil, and sugar. We give up meat, eggs, dairy, and seafood. Super anti-inflammatory. It's a powerful, powerful regimen. So we would love for you guys to join us. Okay, let's get ready to dive in. So I got y'all sipping real good. We got our emotional support tea. Let me tell you why this regimen is going to be so powerful, very specifically because we're talking about cancer today. One of the most well-known things about cancer and kind of the metastasization of cancer and the spreading of cancer that we know is that, the oxidative stress, right? And these free radicals, right? So what happens is we get these rogue cells in our body and they lose an electron, and they're called free radicals, and they begin to scour your body for other free radicals. And when enough of them get together, they can form what we know as a tumor, right? And one of the ways your diet can help combat these free radicals and this oxidative stress is by eating antioxidants, right? So you have oxidative stress that happens in the body and that can cause and lead to disease. But when you have a diet that is full of antioxidants, that helps to combat the growth of these tumors. And so when you eat a whole food, plant-based vegan lifestyle that is full of fruits, vegetables, whole grains, nuts, and seeds, it is an anti-inflammatory regimen, but it also helps to combat oxidative stress. And so I want to invite you guys, if no one has ever explored a plant-based lifestyle and the power of it, we want you to do that with us for 30 days. My good friend John is on. Guys, he's coming in. Let me let him in and pull him up with me here. What's up, John? Good morning, good morning, good morning to you, sir.
Good morning. How you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Just got 2 miles in, so keeping it going.
How many you get in today?
I did 2 today. I ran my half marathon on Saturday, so I did a PR. So it's my personal best for my half at 48. Still holding it in. Still holding it. And while we at it, I gotta give a big shout out to everybody. My best friend is Tori Washington, vegan bodybuilder. 51 years young, he finally made it to Olympia. He just won his show Saturday, beat out all the young heads. A natural vegan bodybuilder made it to the Olympia stage. But if anybody knows anything about bodybuilding, that is like huge. Because a lot of people accuse him of being, on the stuff, but until they see him on stage with the people that are on the stuff, and then they realize like, oh, he is a little bit smaller, but he's been working his tail off, and he got his ticket to Olympia in October. So we all going to support. We're going to go kick it.
Yeah, I love to hear it. Congratulations, bestie. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Wow, that's dope. And then you're preparing for a marathon, John. Before we even get into it, I was chatting with everybody as they were coming in, and we were talking about the topic that we're going to talk about today, which is cancer. But before we get into that, I would love for you to share with them what you shared with us last week about your plan as you're in your run up to the big 5-0, because we need to talk about the men in this fitness and how dope this plan is. John, tell them what you're preparing for while you just did a half marathon in the first place.
So I just did a half marathon on Saturday, and so I took a little reflection time, and I was like, how can I bring in 50? Like, I know I still got a year. I'm only 48. My birthday is March 2nd. And I was like, man, what if I finally ran that full marathon? Because Saturday was my 9th half that I've ever ran. And I was like, you know what? Let's do it. And for everybody out there, I am not a runner per se. I'm a jogger. I ain't the fastest one out there, but I get it done every time. And so at first, I know I said Tokyo was the plan, but I started looking at it, and Tokyo is a major run. So like you have to make it in 4 hours, or they basically they cut the race off. Like some races, they'll give you like 24 hours if you need it. Now I won't need 24, I don't think, but if my PR was 2.5 hours for half a marathon, I'm just doing I don't care how fast I get. I'm not doing it in under 4. So I've been looking around, and 2 races that stuck out to me. I'm either going to do the marathon in Durban, South Africa, which I've been to Durban before, beautiful place. Or there's another one in Asia that's around these Buddhist monasteries, which it's a tough. Just the color. I was looking at the color scheme. And the one thing I love about the one in Asia also is that it goes from street to trails to mountain. It's got it all involved. And that just not only seems like more of a challenge, but the scenery. Like, don't get me wrong, Africa is beautiful. I would never disrespect Africa. I ain't saying that at all. If anybody looking at this, looking at something to get mad at, this ain't it. But just that Buddhist monastery. If anybody knows me, I have a Buddhist saying like on my arm called dukkha, which dukkha is one of the 7 truths that they live by. And dukkha basically means suffering. And the saying behind it is, as long as you understand that there will always be suffering, you will never have a why me mentality. So like a lot of times we always think like, oh man, I had to suffer through this. Why me? It's like, no. Everybody's suffering. You just got to handle your suffering differently. And that helped me out tremendously. Everybody, like, my background story. And I took that in hand, like, I'm not the only one that had to go through this or that. And once you understand that, a lot of Buddhist like beliefs I impart in my life. So at 50, it's either going to be in Asia or Africa. It's going to be an A. We know that, but we So Tokyo's out, but it's still going to be either one of those. And they're both March 7th in 2026, which means they'll probably be around March 6th, I believe, in 2027. So it's still my birthday week. I'll take it. And I'll be officially 50 when I run it too. So that's also dope.
That's so amazing, John. I love that. I'm so proud of you. Let me tell you, I'm going to tell y'all what I told John the other day when he told me in Kiwi that he was doing this. Like, the first thing, running a marathon for your 50th birthday, just defying the belief that things are supposed to go wrong and become harder as we get older, right? So I love that you're pushing back on what's possible as you get older. But the other thing that I told him, y'all, is who in the heck plans a year out, right? Like, who starts planning a year out? I mean, don't get me wrong. I respect y'all marathon runners. I know y'all be training. But for him to do his first one and not think about it, 90 days out or 6 months out, but for a whole 12 months out to be like, I'm doing this in the run up to 50 and like really going for it. And it sounds like you're not making getting it done the goal. It sounds like you get it done with excellence the goal. Like you maybe got some time you want to hit or something you want to really accomplish. And so let us know, Asia or Africa. I'm gonna see what Kiwi talking about. We might fall through. It ain't never nothing.
Come on through.
Yeah.
Come on through. You know what I'm saying? And you know how you said like midlife, like, so I'm calling it, you know how everybody says midlife crisis? Like, I'm calling it midlife crescendo.
Come on.
So if anybody know what a crescendo is like a basic, like a rapid uproaring. And so basically, I think a lot of people look at life as like a peak. So when you get to the mid, it's all supposed to go down. Yeah. I'm like, nah, like mid means you're supposed to keep getting better and it's supposed to keep going up. And if anybody want to go down, y'all can. I'm not telling y'all not to, but I know over here in this camp, we going up. Like, come on, we're going up. Like that is how it is. I got mentored. My mentor was 82 when he passed away, and he was more ripped than 20-year-olds. Like seriously. And his passing away, unfortunately, was was not like some major thing. It was an accident. You know what I'm saying? Like he had another 10, 20 in him, like easily.
Wow. That's something to aspire to right there. And that's what we're shooting for. So let's get into it then, John, because you and I both are super passionate about this whole food, plant-based vegan lifestyle, right? And using it in pursuit of what you just said, not just aging, but aging well, not just extending our life, but extending our healthy life expectancy. So tell the people a little bit about yourself really quickly before we get started. Those who don't know you, those who don't understand how passionate you are about the lifestyle and helping our people in our community. Talk to them a little bit about what you've done and why you're such an advocate of this vegan lifestyle.
Just I guess the elevator pitch, because we can be here for all day with that. So John Lewis, born in Little Rock, Arkansas, literally, raised in a place that didn't have much diversity, didn't have much progress for the African American community. My mother ended up moving to St. Louis when I was 2, which was crazy because St. Louis, I moved, it was like out of the frying pan into, like it really was. And then on top of that, I was born a crack baby. So my mother, who actually raised me, was actually my grandmother. She adopted me at birth because my real mom didn't want to have anything to do with me. She had actually scheduled to sell me for $2,000, I found out. And that's why I say, like, when I talk about the dukkha, like everybody suffers. Everybody has a level of suffering. Now, I have a lot of friends, they're like, man, you could have been, and I don't know what my cursing level is on here, but I'm going to go and let this one out. I was like, everybody's like, man, you could be an asshole because of everything you've been through. But I'm like, nah, man, like, I already know the pain of what I've been through. Why would I want to embark that on somebody else? You know what I'm saying? I think that helps with the whole vegan side too. Is like, why would I knowingly volunteer for somebody else to have pain? That was not a plug at all, but this is true. I did a CNN interview and the guy was interviewing me. He was like, let's be honest here. Let's say you're on your deathbed. Like, say you had to go to prison. He said, not that you did anything wrong. He's a white guy, so he wanted to make sure that he didn't make it look like the black dude was doing anything wrong. He said, let's say you're in prison and your last meal, you wouldn't want like a big steak. And without hesitation, nobody ever asked me this question. I was like, well, just because I'm about to suffer, why would I want anything else to suffer? And he was like, I never thought of that. I was like, yeah, like, just because I got to suffer, I ain't going to be out here like, well, now I want the whole world to suffer. Like, and that's not my mentality. So backtracking to moved to St. Louis, ended up being obese as a child. I had childhood obesity. I was 315 as a freshman in high school. I wasn't 6'6" yet, so it was visible, but I was the fastest 315 you ever seen, boy, I tell you. I I still worked hard. I still, I never let the mentality of being obese stop me from being an athlete. Yeah. And then eventually I had like a crazy growth spurt and I had the work ethic. And so it just helped out. And I went vegan actually because my mother was diagnosed with colon cancer. And I remember talking to the doctors, like, how did this happen? And he's like, too much animal protein, fried fatty foods. It's just not a good combination. I was like, wait a minute, this is not hereditary? And he's like, nah. He's like, this is a lifestyle choice. And I didn't go vegan immediately, but the more research I kept doing, which wasn't vegan sites, I just kept seeing like, oh yeah, animal protein is related to this. Animal protein is related to that. Like, it's not a vegan agenda like people think it is. It's out there for everybody to see. And so I got my introduction into the fitness industry from a workout called P90X, if anybody remembers that. If you ever want to go laugh, go look at YouTube. I'm on a lot of the infomercials and ads. That's me. But when people found out I was vegan, they were intrigued. Like, wait a minute, you can be in shape and be vegan. And I didn't think anything of it. And I knew I wanted to start my own thing because I saw like how the buzz was going for me. And the original idea was to start like a Facebook kind of thing for vegans where you didn't have to worry about seeing people talking noise on your page. And then, this is back in 2010. You got to imagine creating a vegan Facebook back then was not cheap. So I was like, well, I guess it's just going to be me. And we're just going to do it this way. That's how Badass Vegan was born. Then I was always making films. I was always making short films. And then teamed up with my co-director, helped out with, if anybody's seen What the Health, I helped produce that. And then I directed and produced the follow-up film, which is called They're Trying to Kill Us, which I was fortunate to have Chris Paul and Billie Eilish executive produce. And that's where we're at now.
Yeah, I love it. I'm so proud of you. I never knew the original origin story with your mom and grandma. Thanks for sharing that, John. That's a big deal. And it kind of leads us into our topic for today around cancer, around colon cancer. I was telling the viewers before we came on that my yoga instructor many years ago, when she got diagnosed with breast cancer, that was the first person I had ever seen fight back with lifestyle. And she went and lived on like a raw vegan sanctuary for several weeks, learned how to eat raw vegan, was like doing a wheatgrass the whole nine, and she reduced the tumor by 25%. And then she went on to have a double mastectomy. So she never had to get radiation or chemo. And she just decided to remove both her breasts. And, as a result, she survived cancer. And even when I got my first mammogram, it scared the crap out of me because they called me like a week or two later and was like, we need you to come back in, right? To get some additional tests because we see a bit of a mass, right? And so, like, this cancer thing, it can be very scary. And for a lot of people, they believe what you said, which is, wait, like life, it isn't always genetics. It isn't always,
Right.
just part of your family history. And so kind of take us back to when, your mom got diagnosed, especially with that being your catalyst for changing your lifestyle and what that was like for you.
Yeah, that was a wake-up call. I mean, first, and I read a study a while ago, but outside the study, one thing I've noticed is that humans have one quality or trait that other animals just don't have, and it's selfishness. Like, we think about ourselves first. Most animals, they run in packs, they run in this. I'm not saying there's no selfish animals out there on the planet besides us, but in general, we're selfish. Like, we have a selfish gene. And so this study I saw made perfect sense because it says when a person hears tragedy of a loved one that's blood related, the first thought that goes to their mind is not about the patient. It's about themselves. They're like, oh my God, I'm next. Because we all think everything is so genetics and everything is always associated to, well, if your mama got it, you getting it. If your dad got it, you getting it. If your brother got it, you getting it. So of course, selfishly, my mind went to like, oh, my mom got colon cancer. Like, I'm next. And so I started like doing the research. And now, mind you, I was concerned about my mom, but I also thought like, okay, and I'm a big believer in learning from my mistakes, but I'm a bigger believer in learning from other people's mistakes. If somebody try to run through this brick wall behind me and they don't make it through, I'm not going to be like, well, let me show you how to get to that brick wall. I'm like, hey, man, there's a door right over there. If you would have walked around there, I'll show you where the door is. So that's why I started just doing more research. And a lot of times people think I'm just this athlete. I'm like, no, man, I got a graduate degree. Like, I'm a big researcher. So I just kept researching, and I just saw the relation. And I was like, let me do this. And I was fortunate to do it in a time where like social media wasn't huge. So nobody really hated on my decision. Like, I didn't make like this, I'm going vegan tomorrow. Nobody, by the time I announced I was going vegan, I'd already been vegan like a year. And people were like, man, you got to watch that, dog. You're going to get sick. I'm like, yeah, well, actually, you should have said something a year ago. Like, I had a couple close friends that knew, but for the most part, that's what led me to it, was my mom getting sick and me not wanting to go down the same path.
I love what you said about that. Our first thought is usually a selfish one because you're 100%. But to what you just articulated on the end there, like, this lifestyle was me not want to follow down the same path. In some instances, like, that selfishness can save our own lives, right? Like, I did it for selfish reasons, but 100% is probably one of the best things I did. So with your mom, what was her fight like? What stage did they catch it? And what was that like for her with colon cancer?
If I remember right, it was stage 3. So she had the colonoscopy. I mean, not the colonoscopy. She actually had her colon removed. And then she had the bag for a while. And I never forget, my mom was, people think I got a mouth on me. I got it honest. Like, she don't play, but she didn't play. And I never forget, they were like, well, you can continue with the bag. And she was like, hell no. Like, we gonna have, he was like, well, we have to have another surgery to put the colon back in. She was like, well, schedule it up. She's like, I'm not living with this bag on the side of me. And so that was around 72. She made it to 82. So she lived quite a long time. Now, she had another bout with cancer. She had lymphatic cancer, which is interesting. We didn't even pay attention to this until after her passing. My mom became kind of a hoarder. I was the last child. I was the youngest one. I was the last one to leave. And I think once I left, she started feeling that void. But on our porch, she always kept at least, and I'm not even exaggerating, I know this is going to sound like an exaggeration, but I'm not even exaggerating, at least 15-gallon jugs of Roundup were just on the front porch. And now, knowing about lymphatic cancer and what was going on, we didn't even think about it then. But somewhere in the house, somewhere on the porch, 15 were just on the porch. Some were like inside the front door. We're not even thinking about it. And then what ultimately took her out was congestive heart failure, which, interesting enough, is food related as well. Like, I couldn't get her to change. She would do good, when she could. Like, she would send me a picture of her salad for the day. Like, look, baby, I did. I'm like, good job, mama. Like, but I also believe she just came from a time that was so hard to believe that you couldn't eat meat. Like, my mom picked cotton as a kid. Now, she got paid $2 a day to do it, but that's how far she goes back. Like, literally, her mentality was a little different. And people like, man, it's hard for me to talk to people that ain't vegan. I'm like, that's my mom, dude. Like, what you want me to do? Like, she ain't never did nothing bad to me. I wasn't vegan my whole life. Hell, I was a butcher at one point. Like, I can't really talk noise about her or anybody else. I can only just live my best life, and hopefully that impacts somebody else.
Yeah.
That's all you can do.
For sure. It's so crazy how much we didn't know and still don't know about some of the things we ingest, because that many gallons of Roundup on the front porch, no doubt about it, played a huge role. For those of you who don't know, this like insecticide, pesticide that they spray on crops and spray on food, has been linked to carcinogenic properties for a while now, right? And so a lot of people, especially farmers and things like the instances of cancer and debilitating diseases that individuals who work in agriculture are diagnosed with are really high because of chemicals like Roundup and a lot of other these pesticides, fungicides that we spray on crops and food. And so to hear you earlier, John, when you said, the doctor was like, nah, this is lifestyle, right? That's a real thing. Like, some of the stuff we can control, like what we eat, our stress levels, but some of this stuff is just what we're literally ingesting, breathing in, what we're surrounded by in our ecosystem and our environment. And so I'm glad to hear that, she lived quite a while. You got additional time with her, so it wasn't immediate. But knowing what you know now and the lifestyle changes you've made, what would you advise somebody who is either battling cancer or has somebody close to them who is battling cancer? What adjustments or mindset should we be kind of adopting to go on this journey?
I will say, as far as my mom, like, one thing I noticed that when she was battling, it was not a battle for her. She just was like, oh, I'm going to kick this ass. Like, this is what I do.
Yeah.
This is another thing. Like I said, my mom was raised in a time where I think that's why I got into social justice so hard, because she had me volunteering for the NAACP when I was like 4. Like, I got pictures where I'm handing out leaflets at 4. Like, I've always been around it. Like, she just knew how to battle. It wasn't this victim mentality. It wasn't like a why me thing. It was like, all right, well, what we got to do? We're going to do this. Let's go. I think that mentality is a big, big factor in overcoming whatever it is. Mind state is huge. And then also, changing some things up. She didn't want to, but she knew she had to change some things.
Yeah.
And I'll say this, and this is a hard one for a lot of people. You have to do what you feel is best too. Like, you're going to get a million pieces of advice from people that ain't never been through what you're going through. Somebody might say, don't do chemo. And somebody else is saying, do chemo. And like, you're sitting there in the middle, like, what to do? Like, you got to sit down with yourself. You got to figure out what's the best thing for you. And then from there, then you got to get rid of the victim mentality. You got to say, we got to do this. Don't try to avoid it. Don't try to like put it off. Like, I think as a community, a lot of times what we do is, and I've seen it too many times, we act like if we ignore it, it's just going to go away. That ain't how it works. You can ignore some things. You can't. Like, that annoying ass person that you met at the club and they just keep calling you, block them. Cool. You can move on after that. This right here, you can't block that. You can't ignore it. You can't send the voicemail, because the voicemail is going to add up. And one day they going to say, your voicemail is full. We're going to start subtracting from your health now. So you can't ignore it. But I would say that mentality, do what's best for you, and just don't ignore what you need to do. Don't put it off.
Yeah.
Because we are here for a long time, but we can be here for a long time and a good time.
Yes.
But you got to feel right.
I love that. That's so true. Making up your mind. So making a decision. One of the things I talk to my audience about all the time is decisiveness and understanding that behavior follows belief, right? So first of all, guys, John said, you got to make a decision about what you're going to do, and you have to be okay with that decision, because you are going to get so much information. If you're diagnosed with anything ever, whether it be cancer or something else, like there's a
headache. You be diagnosed with a headache, and somebody you go get 85 different.
I promise you, there's like 1,800 ways to treat a headache. Yeah, go get in the sun. It'll help. You know what I'm saying? You just never know. Like it's wild. And so like
Yeah.
information overload is a real thing and it can be overwhelming. But then also then you have to make a decision, that decisiveness. And right after the decision though, you have to have belief in your decision, y'all. Behavior follows belief. Like whatever you believe in, where your focus goes, your energy flows. And there has to be a level of belief and conviction on what you decide to do when it comes to any type of diagnosis, cancer or otherwise. And so your belief plays a huge role. Like, don't underestimate it. Hey, family, it's Coach Lisa. And if you are planning to join us for our next Plant Protocol 30-day vegan salt, oil, and sugar-free challenge starting January 1st, this message is for you, and especially my people who have been bold and courageous enough to move up to the front row and secure their VIP seat. And for those of you who keep saying you might upgrade later, let me help you stop playing with your own success, because on December 16th, myself and John Lewis, also known as the Badass Vegan, we are facilitating a VIP only prep class. This is our final prep class before the challenge starts on January 1st. We are going to teach you how to challenge with confidence. We're going to be covering exercise, protein, supplements, all the questions you have about doing a vegan salt, oil, and sugar-free challenge. This is where you stop guessing, stop Googling, and stop sabotaging yourself. And finally get the clarity you need to feel strong, nourished, and confident for the entire month of January. We're going to be covering how to exercise safely and effectively on a salt, oil, and sugar-free vegan diet, what protein really looks like on a whole food plant-based lifestyle without powders, gimmicks, or stress. We're talking supplements that you actually need and those that you can just throw away. Plus, of course, we're going to do our live Q&A, explain to you all the support you're going to receive as a VIP and access to the replay. So if you're ready to lose weight, break your sugar addiction, lower inflammation, and rebuild a healthy relationship with food, then you already know this challenge and this final prep class is going to change your life. Because VIPs don't just join the challenge, they're prepared, they're confident, and they show up ready to win. So if you're already a VIP, just make sure you've marked your calendar for December 16th. And if you're not a VIP yet, this is your sign. Upgrade now and get in the room. Simply click the link in the show notes to secure your seat on the front row and get access to this final prep class before the challenge begins on January 1st. Because we don't want you to enter the challenge confused. We want you to enter prepared, powerful, and ready to conquer all of your health challenges. Me and John will see you on December 16th. So, John, I want to talk really quickly about the prevention piece too, because as a result of what you've seen and experienced, you were telling us last week that, you recently got a colonoscopy. Was it your first one?
Yeah, first one.
Yeah. Now you're vegan, and so I want to know what that experience was like. But also for a lot of people, like we have to understand that veganism, it's a powerful lifestyle, but it's not a panacea. Like it don't solve all problems. So like the preventative measures that we would take previously and just being in the know about our health status are still important, even though you're not eating certain things, even if you might run every day, pray every day, meditate every day, even if you're not stressed out, there are some preventative things that are still important. So why did you, even after being a vegan for this long, decide to get a colonoscopy?
Because I looked at it too, is that, with my mother having colon cancer, there is a chance of me having it. No matter how good I live, how great my energy is, how much positive vibes I want to put out into the earth, the way I live, eat, breathe, you still have to be preventative in certain areas, because I'm not one of those vegans that's going to be out there like, even I've been vegan for 20 years and I'm still not one of those ones. I think maybe in the beginning I might have been, but I've learned over time that vegan is not the end all be all of health.
Yep.
It's just not. There's still chances of things going awry. And one thing I've learned through my research, like the documentary took 5 years to make. Like we did a lot. Like I actually was offered an honorary PhD. That's how much research we put into this.
Wow.
So like, I understand that like, you have to take steps to be preventative. And then if you can catch things early, there are things that aren't as drastic that you have to do in order to rectify it. But if you just ignore it, like, again, like we talked about, you can't ignore everything. I'm a big believer in cut off the negativity. Yeah, but you still can't ignore something that is your lifestyle. Something that has to do with your body, you can't ignore that. You can't ignore a lot of things, and your body is one of those things. Your mental health and your actual health, you can't ignore. You got to take care of that no matter what. So I was like, you know what? Let me just go and get this test. And they said that the doctor told me he thought he saw a polyp, and it was like, it was so small, he just used a wire to get it. And then when he hit me back, he was like, and just to let you know, that wasn't even a polyp. That was just a piece of skin. So I was like, cool. Appreciate you. Because, you get that call, you nervous. This is nervous. I was more nervous than, going to South Beach for like Black Beach weekend and somebody giving you a call like, hey, we got to talk. Like, no, I was good. I was like, okay, all right.
Both 10 out of 10 stress, though. Both are 10 out of 10
Yeah. Both like, hey, you get that text. Hey, we got to talk. Wait, what? What we got to talk about? Hold on. Like,
remember last weekend? Remember that?
Yeah. You can't just tell me on the text. Like, well, we got to set an appointment.
We got decisions to make.
So, yeah, I felt good about that. But he said with the history of my mom, instead of 10 years, they still want me to come back in 5. And I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and another reason why I did it was because I think as a community, we don't talk about our health enough, especially our ancestors didn't tell us what they were going through to help us to prevent from going through it.
Yep.
You didn't find out Uncle Jojo died from colon cancer till he was in the damn grave. And they're like, wait, he had colon cancer? Like, yeah, but there's too much embarrassment involved in it. When in reality, you're helping the next generation to help them prevent what they're going through.
Yes, that's a fact. That's 100% fact. We are one of the more transparent and open and sharing information generation there is, because I know my mom's generation was definitely that. Like, it was on a hush hush and it was quiet and you didn't know till way later. I'm just not finding out family history stuff. Like, what? Wait, when?
Yeah.
Like, who?
Like, grandma ate meat. She lived to be 95. It's like, yeah, but did grandma tell you about the cocktail of pills she was taking and the amount of pain, chronic pain that she was in?
Amen.
For the last 30 years. Wait a minute. Like, at 48, I've realized that I am the only person at 48. I'm the youngest of all my siblings and everything. I'm the only one that hasn't taken any medication or been prescribed any medication in my family, my immediate family.
Wow.
They still ain't like a vegan or nothing, but they get it. They look at me, they're like, damn, I need to do that too, because they know. Yes. They know, like, y'all literally taking 12 pills. Like, what is going on? And I think that's normal. And the one thing that got me, I never forget, when Michael Jackson passed, the amount of people that were like, man, he lived such a long, amazing life. I was like, man, Michael Jackson was 55, bro. Young. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Long life. And that's how conditioned, and I use conditioned very loosely because really it's brainwashing. Okay. We've been brainwashed to believe so many things about our health that we don't even realize. Like, the body is literally scientifically been proven. The body is meant to last 120 years. But every day we do something to shorten that lifespan. That doesn't promote that 120 years. And vegan or not, I'm just saying, we all do something to cut back on it, whether it's the stress. We got to also think the human body is the first machine ever put on this earth. It's the first machine. Now, there was some incomplete, we had some amoebas over here, some things, but the first machine was the human body. And what's crazy is what we don't realize is that every day somebody invents something to prevent the human body from doing its actual job.
Absolutely. And it's the remote control that's like convenience and for us to better our lifestyle. Like, no.
Yes.
It's too much convenience.
And you got to think about it. We're so bad, me included, and I have to get myself out of this mind state. We're so conditioned to be lazy. We'll spend 20 minutes looking for the remote control when this button's on the side of the TV.
Yeah.
Like, we literally,
we're just not watching TV because I'm not getting up.
Yeah. Yeah. I got to I'm searching on this couch right next to me, everything. Literally, it's a button on. If I get up, take my lazy butt over to the TV and press the button, I can get to the channel I want to. But nah, I'm going to look for this remote for 20 minutes. We so lazy, we'll actually get up, search the whole living room for 20 minutes till we find that remote.
Yes.
Just so we can change the channel.
Absolutely.
Because it's convenient.
Yep. Absolutely.
That's what it is.
Yeah, all these things. And it makes me think about, and we're going to talk about this tomorrow in our next prep class for the 30-day vegan challenge, but it makes me think about supplements. Like, we really think taking a vitamin or taking all these powders are doing the same thing that eating real whole fruits and vegetables are. Like, it's too convenient. Like, please don't get it twisted. Like, they are meant to supplement a healthy diet first, but to try and get all your sources of micronutrients, of vitamins and minerals through just one peel. And you think we've just put that all in there and that's going to do the trick. Like, it's too convenient. So I'm with you 100%, John. Like, every day something is created or invented or enhanced that will make us believe, that will lead us to believe that it is going to help us, when really, like you said, is shaving off the potential of living to that 120. And I'm personally shooting for 150. And so, because, we always got to be extra
we gotta be
with
extra.
it. Yeah, we got to be extra. We got to put a little sauce on it.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
No, absolutely not. And so it's so crazy. Okay, so John, we about to do this 30-day vegan, salt, oil, and sugar-free challenge. You'll be with us.
Before you go on to that, I wanna chime in on something you said that was amazing. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go.
But I think when it comes to so-called supplements, the problem is that we look at it as supplements, and they should be complements. They should be complementary to what you're already doing. Yeah, I take my vitamins. I take my little, like, my Batarock, my turmeric, my vitamin B12. Yeah, I take my C12, but C12, B12, CMOS, all that. But that's on top of me eating well. That's on top of me doing what I'm supposed to do. And the reason why I do complementary supplements is because I also realize that the food that we're eating from the ground today doesn't have the same amount of vitamins and minerals and nutrients that it did 100 years ago.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? If you understand anything about the earth is depleted. And if you're eating something from a depleted source, it's not going to have everything it should.
Yes.
But that doesn't mean you don't do what you're supposed to do. You do what you're supposed to do, and then you add a little bit, you sprinkle a little bit, icing on top of it. That's fine. But you still got to do what you got to do. And then you add to it. It's not a supplement, it's a complement.
That's so
and if we look at it like that, then we can, like, change that mentality.
That's so good. And you know what? The other thing when it comes that people don't even understand is that how something helps you determines on the quality of the body you put it in the first place. So if you eat clean, if you're intentional about how you eat, how you move, exercise, if you're intentional, even when you take the supplement, the bioavailability, how our body absorbs it changes, right? Like, it was the same thing with the vaccine when COVID first came out. Like, the quality of the vessel that you're putting it in makes a difference on its performance, right?
Yep.
So that's vitamins, supplements, that's vaccines, that's treatment for something like cancer. Like, how the treatment interacts with your body is partly determined by the quality of the body. Right. And so are you more alkaline to begin with? Right. Is inflammation already low to begin with? Like, are you intentional about movement? Are you intentional about low to no stress? Are you intentional about anti-inflammatory and antioxidants? And so even your ability to get a benefit from these complements in the form of vitamins and supplements is determined by the quality of body we put them in. And so that's so important that people understand that. One of the things we're going to talk about in tomorrow night's prep class for the challenge is supplements, because I think people are really under this impression, number one, that you can't get everything you need if you're vegan. And with the exception of B12, like, that's the only thing that doesn't come from a plant source. But also understanding, like, I still have to eat right. I still have to do all the things that I think I'm avoiding by having a complement. So I'm so glad you said that, John.
Yeah. And it's crazy because Killer Mike has a saying that he did this thing he said in a town hall meeting. And it's funny because, like, I say the same thing, but for some reason when certain people say it, it's all good when they say it. But I always say this all the time, is that we all want to win this revolution. We all want to, like, change the world. We all want to, like, make the world a better place. We need to get rid of this and add this and do this. And I hear people with where it really means something, like, what good is you wanting to win a damn revolution if you're going to have a heart attack the next day? And not because of some things that were out of your control. They were in your control this whole time. And people like to say, well, They shouldn't sell this. Like, look, they sell crack too. Just because they offer it don't mean you got to buy it. They ain't putting nothing in your refrigerator. Ain't nobody
Free
shipping
will.
bags of. And if they are sending you bags of groceries, please let me know how you got into this program so I can get a part of it too. Because ain't nobody literally at the register like, oh, you got Oreos and you got all this other cookies and chips and this other addictive stuff. I got you. I'm paying for all of it.
Yeah.
And there's a big misconception that vegan food costs more than regular food.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put rice and beans up against anything. Now, the problem is, especially Americans, we have this bad thing where we got to eat something different every day, or we think we do, because we really eat the same thing every day. But for some reason, we think we got to have variety all the time. It's like, no, you got to have nutrients every day. The variety is an ego thing. That has nothing to do with what's feeding your body the nutrients it needs. And so I think once we change that mentality and understand, like, look, if y'all really want this revolution, if y'all really want us to live long and live better, you got to start with us. The government ain't coming to save us. It took them 400 years to realize that slavery was actually a bad thing. Like, it's going to take them 400 years.
Some of them still don't know.
Yeah, they still don't realize. They're like, shit, like, make it great again. Like, some of them ain't even getting it. Who's
defining great here? Who's defining great?
And I saw somebody in the comments and they talked about how like the 3 meals a day was a lie. Like, you know, I'm an avid, like, I don't say 1 meal a day. I'm more of a 1 hour a day person. I eat within an hour window, but I do understand, like, and people like, how do you do it? You running all these miles, you working out, you doing this. And I say, you know what? If my ancestors could be in that motherfucking field, sorry, y'all, if they could be in that motherfucking field all day, they didn't have snacks. They didn't have a well-rounded breakfast. They was out there all day. They didn't even have a water break. You know what I'm saying? The water break was them throwing water on them. Hey, you had a good day. Now come on back out here and do what you got to do. If they could do that all day, then I can work out, run, do my work for the day, and eat my hour a day. I call it the black hour. That's my black hour. I cut off the TV. I cut off the phone. I put on some lo-fi music, light a candle, and journal, and eat my food.
Listen,
that's my black hour.
I hope y'all caught it. I hope y'all, John just gave y'all his tea. First of all, shout out to a black man lighting a candle and putting on lo-fi music, because what y'all need to understand is black men got mindfulness practices too. Black men operate with intentionality about their health too, okay? Second of all, you just highlighted on free will. Just because they make it don't mean you got to buy it. Because here's what we need to understand. There's a difference between lifespan and health span. And so many of us have the bar set so low, John. We just so proud of living, right? We're just like, my grandparents lived this long still eating this. The flex shouldn't be that they was alive. The flex should be whether or not they were healthy. You wheeled your grandparents around for 40 years. They was in a wheelchair for 40 years. But they're eating bacon every day. Like, what's the flex? Right. And so we not judging, but we need y'all to understand that health span and lifespan is not the same thing. And it's super, super important to be shooting for a long health span and not just a long lifespan, which means, yes, you want to be alive, but you want to be healthy down to the final moment. Right. We shouldn't be. Most of us are spending the last 10 to 20 years, the last 2 decades of our life battling something. And to your point earlier, John, the thing that has been invented that has unfortunately actually taken a lot of years off our health span is medication and prescription drugs. We have so many things that helps us to live with disease. So now you can take a beta blocker or a statin and live 20 years with cholesterol. Did you say duct tape?
Yep. This is duct tape.
Quit playing with that. That's exactly what it is.
All the medicine is duct tape. You know it's a problem, but you put that duct tape on it. And the problem is you keep walking past the duct tape every day on that hole in that sink. You're like, man, I hope that duct tape hold. Instead of just changing the damn pipe, just change it.
Fix it.
You're going to put that duct tape on it. And then you're like, I see it's leaking a little bit. I'm going to put a little bit more duct tape on it. And then eventually it's going to rupture and it's going to happen. It's like, you're prolonging the inevitable unless you just change the pipe out.
Yes.
You got to change the pipe out. And like, I see people do these cleanses all the time and like what we're about to do to help people. And then like, oh, in 30 days, I'll go back to eating whatever. It's like, again, you got to look at us as a machine. So if we're the first machine built, if you're going to clean out your system and you know that this food is going to help clean out your system, but you go back to the old thing, that's like literally changing your oil. And instead of putting new oil in there, you're like, you know what? Hey, can you save some of that old oil and put it back in there with some of this new oil. I hope it all works out. Like put some of that sludge back in there. Like just not all of it. Just put some of it in there. It don't work like that. It's actually insane. It's insanity the way we think. And I'm not judging anybody because I promise you I was right there. I was right there doing it all the time.
Yep.
Like I said, I was a butcher. And I knew how bad our practices was to the point I wouldn't buy meat at the store I worked at. I'd be like, I'll go buy it over there because I know they ain't doing that. They all doing the same thing, but I wouldn't buy it from the same place I worked at because I knew better.
Crazy. Yeah. I call it detox to retox, right? We do a 30-day challenge, a 21-day just to retox, just to feel back up in our body. And so 100%. So let's talk about how we about to detox together as we wrap up here, y'all. Me and John are going to talk to you really briefly about the challenge. So here's your opportunity to make a better choice and sustain it in community and with coaches who love and support you. Our next 30-day vegan, salt, oil, and sugar-free challenge is starting January 1st, right? We're approaching the 600 mark with the number of people registered, right? And we're excited to escort you guys through 30 days of letting go of meat, eggs, dairy, seafood, salt, oil, and sugar. Now, let us be clear. This is not your 21-day plant-based jumpstart program. This is not like, let me see what it's all about. The protocol was designed for y'all to put some stuff in remission. So whether it's cancer or high blood pressure or obesity or autoimmune conditions, chronic aches and pains, fibroids, whatever it is, right? Reproductive health challenges for our men and women. Listen, this protocol is an extreme protocol and it's designed to help you experience what it's like to be the best version of yourself. It's designed to help you take your power back from food. Everything that you say you can't live without, your caffeine, your sugar, your salty snacks. Part of the problem is that you've been approaching it from a moderation standpoint. You really think you can moderate addiction. You can't. Moderation means you have self-control. For those of you who has no self-control, we invite you to take this challenge with us. Me and John and my entire team, plus Chef Chu. You can talk about Chef Chu if you want, John. We are going to be escorting you guys through this challenge starting January 1st. You're going to take the journey with us. We've been plant-based vegans for years, living the lifestyle optimally, healthy with muscles, right? Feeling and looking good. But we want you guys to experience it too. So John, talk about what they can expect and really appeal to the man for a second too on why this is so important and really going all in versus just thinking you could take a moderation approach or just still have a little bit, especially if you're battling something.
The reason why I say for the men is so important is that because, like you mentioned earlier, is that we've put our health on the back burner for so long. And we literally feel like, I remember growing up because I grew up like, yes, I'm this person today, but I grew up in the streets of Ferguson, like literally where Mike Brown was shot, my brother's window looked down at that. Like I didn't live the most wholesome life, like, you know what I'm saying? And I understand like we actually had the mentality of, oh, that dude with the gut over there looked like he balling. He got that gut because we used to say he got that gut because he living the good life. Like he living the good life. That's why he got the gut. Like I look back at that mentality like, man, I would never, ever want to be that. I'm not shaming anybody that does want to go down that lane, but I don't understand how you can relate that to good life. You know what I'm saying? Now knowing all the diseases and ailments and things that are associated with obesity, like you can't be there. Again, I was obese, so I'm not talking bad or bashing anybody. I lived that. And one thing I'll know about this, speaking to my men, you don't know how much pain you're in until you're not in pain no more. You get so used to the pain that you live it every day that you wake up thinking your knee's supposed to crack, thinking that hip's supposed to be tight. You wake up every morning, you got to burp 40 times because your food ain't digested because it's so backed up in your tract. You used to that. But once you start waking up and you like, man, my eyes cleared, my vision is better. I ain't saying you got 20/20, but you feel better. Yes. You ain't spitting up mucus every morning. It's summertime and you coughing up like it's 2 degrees outside and you got the flu. That's not normal.
No.
It's not normal. Well, I take that back. It's normal, but it ain't right. And a lot of times we got to disassociate that normal does not mean right. And we do that all the time. Well, that ain't normal. I don't want to be normal. I don't want to be normal. If that's normal, I don't want to be normal. So for my fellas out there, you got to understand, we're taking you through this protocol because you do want to be here longer. Most of us do have kids, and we want to be here longer for our kids. We want to be here longer for our spouse. We want to be here longer because I am not a YOLO person. Because once you start saying that YOLO stuff, then one day you realize that it really is only one life. You really only live once and you can't waste it. We all out here YOLOing. And then one thing I've noticed from doing documentaries and interviewing people, all the young people have a YOLO mentality. But you interview the old people on their deathbed, they like, man, I wish I would have changed that YOLO mentality so I could be here longer. And with quality, like you said, yeah, we want to be the 150, but I ain't trying to be here 150 and the last 60 or 70 is like me needing somebody else. Like I've never understood the mentality when people say, well, I got to have kids so somebody can take care of me. I don't want to put that burden on my kids. Yep. That's not what your kids are here for. Your kids are here to watch you live this graceful life so they can be like, damn, I need to do the same things. You are the first teacher for your kids. You're not the first burden for your kids. That's not what it's supposed to be. We're not here to burden our kids. We're here to be like the enlightenment so they can see what to do. So I'm speaking to my brothers out there. Hey, this is not for you to feel shamed about the life you've done, but understand that you can change and there is no time limit of when you can change for the better.
That's it. That's it. And let me tell you guys something. He said we used to look at people with guts and overweight and look like they eating good. That's what, for the textbook people in the room, that's called diseases of the affluent. It used to be a sign of affluence and wealth that you were overweight or had a beer belly, right? Now, all it means is that you can afford to be in a drive-through 6 days out of 7. All it means is that you can afford all this soda and alcohol and fatty meats that's clogging our arteries, right? And so this concept of, right, you're eating good. The more money we make, the more we can afford all of the cholesterol, also known as seafood boils, right? All the lobster and all the shrimp and all of that. We need you guys to understand the food has the power to heal you or kill you. And the person who cooks the food in the house controls the heartbeat. So it's very important that everyone in your home is on this challenge for the 30 days with us, because who's ever responsible for cooking the food has the most power. And you guys have to understand that the choices you make in the kitchen every single day is playing a role every single day in your life expectancy and your quality of life. So we're excited to invite y'all in. Now, we're doing something super dope, this challenge that we've never done before. For those of you who have been taking our challenges before, John brought fire to the challenge for us this time around, y'all, because we're having food. John, unbelievable. First of all, shout out to the Badass Butcher Shop. Okay. John, for those of you who don't know, John has a vegan food line called Badass Butcher Shop, and we are bringing that to this Plant Protocol 30-Day Vegan Challenge. You will be able to order prepared meals that are salt, oil, and sugar and vegan, salt, oil, and sugar free and vegan, straight to your doorstep. So those of you who are having this excuse about you don't even know how to find a kitchen in your house, or you're not a good cook, or you ain't got time, John, talk about the food. Talk about the food you bring into this here challenge.
The food is off the chain. Like, if y'all know me, I don't promote nothing that's healthy if it don't taste good. Like, I'm not one of the people that believe that, like, just because it's healthy, it got to taste like trash. I'm a firm believer. You can tell me something going to help me live an extra 20 years. If it tastes like sauerkraut and just like old socks, I ain't in it.
Yeah.
Get somebody else to do it. So it's going to be full of flavor, but salt, oil, and sugar-free. You know, I teamed up with Chef Chu. We started my line just last week. And we already have sold so many boxes just for this upcoming get-together. I don't really do holidays, so I call it get-together box. And then we're launching the whole line January when you all start. So we'll have the salt and oil, sugar-free for this challenge alone. Now, we'll have other stuff on the website that isn't, but for this right here, we created this specially for you all. And I wanted to chime in on something that you talked about when we were talking about the, rich people getting these certain diseases. A lot of people don't even realize, has anybody in the chat ever heard of a disease that they call the King's disease? So King's disease is so crazy because back in the day, to get this disease, you had to be one of the richer people to have money to even eat the items to get it. But today it's so common, I believe 1 in 7 adults has it. And I wonder if anybody can guess in the chat what disease I'm talking about. It went from only rich people that they made it so available now that 1 in 7, like I believe over 50 have it. And nobody might be guessing. I'm going to give y'all time, but I'm going to go ahead and say it. is gout. Gout used to be called king's disease because only the rich people could get it. Now they making meat so available that you buying a 99-cent cheeseburger and you ain't even questioning it. But if somebody offer you a piece of vegan food, you like, what's in it? Like, what you worried about what's in it for? You didn't ask McDonald's what was in that damn piece of that little chucked up little round disc that they threw on your bread. You ain't asked nothing about that. I never understood that. Oh, this vegan, what's in it? like, wait, you ain't asked McDonald's, Burger King, Popeyes, Domino's, Pizza Hut, Wendy's,
Chick-fil-A.
Arby's.
Talk about
Chick-fil-A. The Chick-fil-A sandwich got, what they say, 52 ingredients in it?
I thought it was
in the Chick-fil-A patty.
Yep.
Y'all ain't never asked one time. Y'all ain't asked what was in them gummy bears. Y'all didn't ask what was in them Skittles.
As soon as we make a black bean burger.
Man, what's in it? Beans.
It's seasoning.
It's beans in it. And seasoning. So yes, we are creating this amazing, and we've actually already created the meal plan for this. So it's already done. It's already laid out. And we're basically laying it out where you can order for the first 3 weeks. You can order your meals because the last week we got an even bigger, doper announcement to make. And I'm going to let you make that one. I'm going to let you make that. What's coming at the end of the challenge?
We so excited, y'all. Okay, listen. Before we talk about what's coming up at the end of the challenge, if you haven't already, lisaangelsmith.com/challenge. Get registered ASAP. lisaangelsmith.com/challenge. And what's going to happen, make sure you're registered because within the next about week or so, we'll be dropping a link for you to order your meals for January, right? So get registered ASAP. It's free to register. And then me and Kiwi will be dropping the link for you guys to order your meals for the month of January. We're going to be opening up that link in December. So you don't want to miss it so that we can get you on the roster and get your meals shipped out to you by the end of December in preparation for kickoff of the challenge. And let me tell you something. I was like, John, let's go even bigger. So you guys know we have done this challenge a couple seasons now. But when John came into the mix, I suggested we do something bigger. He was like, I'm totally here for it and I'm going to make it happen. Y'all, for the first time in Plant Protocol Challenge history, we are doing
And how many years you been doing it? Wait, how many years you been doing it?
Two.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is the first time, y'all.
This is the first time. This is season 4 of the challenge. And for the first time, we are going to have an in-person end of the challenge celebration, a big dinner, a big celebration. You guys are going to get certificates of completion. John has something called the Badass Run Club. We're going to do a run together and we are going to be in sunny Florida. Shout out to Fort Lauderdale, Florida, Miami, Florida. We are coming on Saturday, January 31st. Myself and John will be in the building. You guys register for the challenge. You will then get an invitation to celebrate in person with us as the challenge is ending on January 31st in Florida. We're renting out this beautiful space. We have a bunch of stuff planned for you guys where you can meet us. We're going to both be speaking, both acting up, hugging you guys, loving on you guys, giving you guys high fives for dedicating the first 31 days of the year to optimizing your health. John, I am so looking forward to Florida.
It's going to be educational and fun. And you get to celebrate because you just put in that work for 30 days. You know what I'm saying? This is your 31st day. You're going to really live it up and understand that like you have done something to propel your life for the entirety of it. Not just for a month, not just for a couple more months after you get done. This is literally propelling you for the rest of your life and your family.
Yes. Man, that's a big deal. That's a big deal. Many people have done our challenge many times. And so this is going to be a great opportunity for us to honor you guys who, if this is your 4th challenge, your 3rd challenge with us, like our repeat offenders, honey. I love it here. So we are super excited to have you guys.
You said her bag's packed already.
And then let's be clear, like this is Florida in the middle of January. So y'all who coming from the Midwest, from the East Coast, You get to get out of the
yeah.
cold for a bit. Like, come love on us in the sun. We have activities planned for you guys. Me and John are super excited. John always doing appearances all over the country. Y'all know I'm always on somebody's stage snatching an edge or two. And so we bringing that energy together to go crazy. So bring your emotional support T if you be in your feelings.
Yeah.
So we can get y'all a reality
It might get
check.
emotional. It might get emotional. We letting you know in advance.
And bring your testimony. John, listen, every time we do this challenge, somebody be like, oh, my doctor just said I can come off of blood pressure pills. My metformin, I done lost this much weight. So the testimonies alone, like, be in the building just to become a believer. Some of y'all still struggling with belief. Some of y'all have been dealing with these issues for so long that you don't think it's possible to feel exponentially better. You don't think it's possible to get off the medication, but let us prove it to you. So make your plans now. You guys, make sure you're registered, and then you'll get all the correspondence via email about when, where, and how. But on January 31st, that Saturday, we'll be celebrating with you guys in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and we are going to make you a believer. So prepare to be in the building. Final words or thoughts, John, as we get up out of here.
Bring y'all ass. Let's go. Y'all done talked about saving y'all health. And okay, this is my final words. My final words I always say when I'm getting off a stage, when I'm getting done with a video, is we have to understand that we have to learn to love ourselves. At the end of the day, this world will make you feel like you need this product, this person, you need to go to a certain place to love yourself. Once you love yourself and truly love yourself, you will understand that, like, wait a minute, they not special. They not different than me. I can go do that too if I put in the work. If I'm willing to learn and understand and eat better, and I don't have to go run a marathon, but I can get more steps in throughout the day. I don't have to go to the gym, but I can at least do a couple squats while I'm here and a couple push-ups. I can do something to make my life better. Once you start loving yourself, you don't allow certain energy in your life. And certain energy also includes the food. It includes the people around you. It includes what you're watching on TV. It includes the posts that come up on your feed. Just because the posts come up on your feed don't mean you got to click on it to hear the sound. Scroll past it. You already know. To my fellas, you already know she got her booty out. What's she going to say right now that's going to help you out with your life? Nothing. To the ladies out there, when he got his chest out, he out there acting like he ain't saying nothing that interests you. That ain't got nothing to do with your life, but you improving your life right now. Yes. You got to learn to love yourself enough to be like, you know what? I can come back to this in 31 days. Yeah. Right now, I need to focus on this, get myself together, and we can do this. And now, not only are you doing it, but you got a team to help you do it. Yeah. And that's what it's about.
Yeah, 100%. That was perfectly stated. Like, the foolishness ain't never going nowhere. There's going to always be an unlimited supply of foolishness. Absolutely. So you know what them chips taste like. You know what that thirst trap host look like. Like, let it go for 30 days. And let's really put some significant amount of energy into feeling our absolute best. Because let me tell y'all know how I feel about radical obedience. God gave you an assignment, and some of you guys, a lot of you guys, assignments are overdue. You haven't felt well enough to show up on assignment. You haven't been able to move like you need to. You're always dealing with some aches and pains and some inflammation. The assignment is overdue. We don't need to just be healthy for our own selfish reasons that we talked about in the beginning, but also because we are all here to make the world and the planet a better place for those that are coming behind us. And your assignment requires that you are the best version of yourself. So if nothing else, do it for radical obedience to God and for what you've been called to do, y'all. That is so important. John, thank you. John,
I got one more.
Oh, come on. Come on with it. Come on.
You keep sparking ideas in my head every time you say something. And she said, a lot of y'all assignments are overdue. And I don't think y'all hearing her, because a lot of y'all walking around with a F grade point average. And you wondering why, when you know damn well you ain't turned in none of your work, you ain't did none of your studying, you ain't done none of the lab work that you're supposed to do, which is you physically doing the stuff. But then when you see your report card every day, because you see yourself in the mirror every day, you see your report card, and you like, I don't understand why I got an F. And when the teacher, who is whatever God you believe in, I'm not one that's gonna single you down. Whatever guy, if you Buddhist, you Christian, you Muslim, whatever, even if you ain't got a religion, whatever it is, you believe in the universe, you believe in something. Every day that deity that you believe in is like, well, did you do the work?
Yes.
and you ignore that call every time. You like, oh, they ain't talking to me. No, they ain't talking to me. And then it gets so bad that you start hating on the people that got the results that you want. Cause now you like, oh, they had to cheat to do it. No, they didn't cheat. They just did the work.
That's it.
They just did the work. It ain't that. Now there are some people out there cheating. Don't get me wrong. They taking steroids. They doing TRT. They crack out. The people doing all kinds of stuff right now. But that ain't you. You understand that if you put that work in, no matter how far left you went, you can always come back right.
That's it.
And I ain't saying that on no political stuff. I'm just saying you can come back to the right path that you need to be on. And you can be the best that you can be. Don't be comparing yourself to nobody else out here online. Your best is waiting on you. But your best at a certain point is going to be like, all right, I'm tired of waiting. And that's when it's going to hit the fan.
Look, John, it's so crazy you say that because I don't think that people realize that their assignment can be reassigned to somebody else. So at some point, your best is going to get sick of waiting on you. Like, be very careful with waking up every day and choosing disobedience, because you look up and you like, man, that was supposed to be my mission. I was supposed to create that. That was for me. And you will get this because the assignment is the assignment, but you ain't the only one who can fulfill the assignment. So don't let your assignment be reassigned to somebody who's ready to do the work, somebody who's healthy enough to do the work. Like, don't play with this thing. Like, this stuff is serious. Like, y'all don't understand like me and John, we talked about the food today. We talked a little bit about mindfulness. We talked a little bit about exercise. But that other thing that optimizes your health and keeps you here for as long as possible is purpose. Purpose heals. What John is doing right now, what I'm doing right now, we have just been bold enough to accept the assignment that was given to us and wake up every day. Where do we need to speak? Where do we need to do a showing? John's like, well, what film do I need to create next? What book do I need to write next? Oh, the people need food? Okay, badass butcher. Oh, the people need to move? Okay, badass run club. I'm like, oh, okay. The people need to understand how stress. Okay, the chronic stress lab. Oh, people don't know how to do it. Okay, I'm going to invent a 30-day challenge. This is nothing but assignments being fulfilled. We need y'all to understand. So purpose heals. And one of the things that's on our protocol, John, that people don't realize is we tell them everything to eat. We tell them everything not to eat. We tell them how to move. But we also have a part on the protocol that says spend at least an hour a day doing something you love and with someone you love. Because purpose and love heal. So we are not under the impression that it's just going to be kale and black beans that move the needle. We need you guys to understand that purpose and love heals. And so this is more than about your food, but you can't do much if your vessel is compromised. This was so good. Did I trigger you again? Or are you good?
Yeah, you did. But I'm trying to stop because I know we'll keep going for like another hour. I got an hour, but I don't want to hold the people up like that. But I will say that like what you were saying is that purpose comes along with it, because when you start living in your purpose, now, first of all, to find your purpose too, part of your well-being is part of your purpose. And I think a lot of people out there trying to find their passion. And for us, like I always say, I came up with a quick and easy way to find your passion. I say, you write down 10 things that you love to do. 10 things you love to do, like love to do it. And then out of those 10 things, you figure out which ones would you do if you never got paid.
Mm-hmm.
Like never got paid. You would do it no matter what. And out of the ones that you would do, whether you wouldn't get paid or not, pick the one or other ones that help somebody besides you. And you found your passion. Because your passion, as you know this, and I can tell people all day, your passion, you'll wake up every day and do it, and you might not ever get paid for it. And you're like, you know what? I'm doing this no matter what. No matter what nobody say, I'm doing this. Like, I've been fortunate, but before I was fortunate, I was sitting up there waking up every day doing the same thing. I'm making this video today.
Amen.
I'm putting this information out here today. I can't just talk about this. I have to be the example. And that goes back to fatherhood for me. Like, I can't come to my kids and tell them, like, again, no shame, but I never understood having the out of shape coach telling the young athlete what to do. You're not living that life to tell them what to do.
Yeah.
So I felt the same way with my kids, with my videos, whoever I'm talking to. I have to live the life I'm telling them to do. That's like having a broke financial advisor.
Yep.
It makes no sense.
None.
It makes no sense. You got to be living that life for me to understand, you know what? I need to listen to what this dude's saying or what this lady is saying. And we're living that life and we're just passing it on to y'all. So it's a trickle down effect. Now you're going to go impact another million people.
Yes.
And it's just that's the only way we do it. That's the only way we do it. We have to compound it. Lisa helps me. I help you. You go help somebody else. And you can't look at the Big Bang theory of things to happen. You have to look at the small wins, the small hits. You can't build a brick wall in a day. You got to put one brick down, then the next brick. And you don't never just see a brick wall. Somebody had to lay that foundation. And that's what you're doing. You're laying the foundation for you to be the dopest individual that you can be. Because no matter how good you love yourself right now, you ain't even seen your power. That's it. I'll stop.
Oh man, I'm just so grateful to
God.
I'm like, one more thing. No. Okay. No. Oh, you ain't even seen your power. Because listen, we swear on life, this is the last thing. John, this is so crazy to me. People think that getting healthy is the finish line. Like, I'm doing this to get healthy, and when I got healthy, I arrived. And they don't realize that getting healthy is the starting line. Like, you can't even take off until you feel your best, like until your mind is clear, until you got rid of the brain fog, until you got rid of the inflammation. You think the goal is to eat this way to get healthy and you're done. No, you eat this way to get healthy and you just starting. Like, you just catching up to those of us who are operating at our best mentally, intellectually, emotionally. Oh man, it's the starting line, not the finish line.
You don't even do it for outside sources of recognition. But I ain't gonna lie to you, it ain't nothing like showing up to that 30-year high school reunion and they like, damn, Lisa, like
waste on wasting it away.
Damn, ain't nothing like you at that wedding and they like, boy, damn, like
look at here.
What is you doing? Yeah. Kiwi, what you over there doing? Like and to go along with what you're saying, again, sorry y'all, but like to go with what she's saying, and I know Kiwi and I know some other people can relate to this too. It kind of goes back to like when I pledged my fraternity, shout out to the Noops, Cap Alpha Psi. But one thing that I remember is that we used to always say the process doesn't end when you're done pledging. It's like, just because you got in shape, that don't mean the process is done.
Yes.
It's just starting now. Because now you got more eyes on you. They like, oh, you just showed us how to win. Like, show us some more. Yep. Show us how you going to keep winning.
Yes.
So the hardest part is to start. The second hardest part is to keep going.
Yeah.
Because now you done seen success.
Momentum.
And there's a big difference between ego and conscious. The problem with ego and conscious is that ego is loud in your face, telling you what you should do, even though you shouldn't be doing it. Oh, girl, you done lost 30 pounds. You can go and take a week off.
Yeah.
Your conscience, the problem with your conscience is just like in your ear, nice and soft. Hey, girl, you did that. I'm so proud of you. We need to keep going. And the ego over here yelling loud in your ear like, man, forget conscience.
You deserve
Let's go do this. Let's go, girl. You did one whole week of not eating junk. Forget them. Let's go. But your conscience like, you know what? If we keep going, it's going to be real nice. It's real quiet. And so what happens is we get the conscience and ego confused because the conscience ain't yelling at you. The ego is telling you, girl, F them. You deserve this drink. You deserve this extra cookie today. Don't worry. It's your birthday. Oh, you know what? It's somebody else's birthday. It ain't even yours. You know what? I got to turn up because it's Ray Ray's birthday.
It's Jesus' birthday. It's Christmas. It's just a holiday. I got to let my hair down. Put your hair up and drink some water. Sit down somewhere.
Exactly. Drink some water. It's just all good. It's all good.
Yes.
Get you some water filtration in your house. You know what I'm saying? You got it.
I love it. So I love it.
We'll stop. We'll let y'all get on with y'all.
We done for real. Thank y'all for everybody who was showing us love in the chat. Clearly, Florida gonna be off the hook because clearly me and John tag you it. We playing.
Yeah. And all them questions y'all got, y'all can ask in person. We're going to have it ready.
Absolutely. And for those of you who are registered for the challenge, shout out to everybody who's VIP and moved up to the front row because John will be leading our VIP only prep class on December 16th. So make sure you guys are in the building for December 16th. Move up to the front row if you haven't already. VIP starts at $97. So make an investment, a $97 investment in yourself for the January 1st through the 31st for 2023 6. I think that's it. And that's all, John. For real, for real. Get out of here before we
I'm
get
just
back
cutting
on.
it off. I'm just cutting it off. I got way more. I'm just cutting it off because like I'm a soapbox just waiting to unload. So I'm not going to do that to y'all. And to be honest for y'all, like her and I talk like this because we actually want to see y'all
Yes.
at your optimum best. We ain't one of these people out here just talking noise like, ooh, let me see if we can get some money out of them. No, like that's why there is the free option. Like we just want to help everybody.
Yes.
But y'all do understand that like this stuff takes time and effort and to put all this stuff together. This ain't believe me, ain't nobody over here like millionaire status because we got a challenge out. This is us for help. This is to help.
Yes.
This is to help.
That's it. That's it. This is for you guys. And we want to make sure that you have the best experience.
Baby.
That's what we call VIP over here, John. Front row. We move up to the front row. Ain't nothing like the front row view, baby. So you got to get in the front row of the challenge. Get that VIP ticket. Starts at $97. Make sure you get that final prep class on December 16th with me and John. We love y'all. We love y'all. We love y'all. I'll be back here next Monday as usual with another installment in this lifestyle disease series. So make sure y'all meet me back here. John, I don't know if you got a Thanksgiving message, but I'll tell them mine. Go eat like you got some sense. Y'all already know what it is. Eat like you got some sense this week. Don't act like you can afford to clog your arteries a little more just because you done had 39 Thanksgivings and you act like you don't know what it tastes like. You done had 49 Thanksgivings. You done had 59 Thanksgivings. This is the year that you eat like you got some sense.
Eat like 2035 version of you is looking back like, boy, I'm glad we took this in. We did this.
Yes.
When everybody else is out there being gluttonous, because some of y'all that are religious, y'all, that's a sin to y'all. But all of a sudden on this day, y'all like, you know what? I'm going to send it out. I'm going to send it out for the day.
Send it out.
I'm going to send it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, go ahead and have some self-control. I ain't saying don't eat good, but you ain't got to eat gluttonous.
Yeah. Yeah. You done had 62 Thanksgiving. Stop acting like you can't live without it. It's time. That diagnosis has been waiting on you to eat like you got some sense. It starts now.
Yeah.
It starts now.
Yeah.
Amen. Yeah. It's a reason we have a prep class the week of Thanksgiving. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm going to yell at y'all tomorrow.
That grade is still going to be there. Just, you can go and start making that A now.
Yeah.
Start doing it.
Yeah, you done had 25 Thanksgivings. You know what it tastes like. Quit acting up. You don't feel good. So stop making it worse. Blood pressure about to shoot up. Y'all already clearing the shelves with antacids because your chest gonna hurt. It's too much. Knees already begging you not to have one more scoop of ice cream.
If you got a pregame with like
just to eat
Pepto and Imodium and all that, that's a sign. If you got a pregame before you eat your food,
it's too much.
Something ain't right.
We sick of it.
It's too much.
Your body sick of it. Your head sick of it. Your edges sick of it. Everything's sick of it. So it's too much.
Your edges gave up on you. The edges already gave up on you. Yeah, you taking the blue pill because you want to keep eating all this meat and dairy.
Listen, your wife's sick of it. Your wife's sick of it. Your husband's sick of it.
Your wife, your husband, whoever you with, they sick of this blue pill. They are. Like, put down the blue pill and grab you some blueberries.
Listen,
like, that's what we gonna
say. 54 Thanksgivings later, you still can't eat like you got some sense. We sick of it. We all said, John, let's go for everybody canceled. We've been canceled the whole day. All right, bye, y'all. Peace out.
Y'all. Bye.
You tuned in today because, like me, you refuse to let your good become the enemy of your great. You're not settling for good health when optimal is well within reach. If you're ready to go from good to great, visit lisaangelsmith.com to learn more about our plant-based health coaching program, Farm to Table, and our plant-based business accelerator and coaching certification. But before you go, if you enjoyed what you heard today, please consider rating and reviewing this podcast. Until next time, remember, radical obedience is still undefeated. Stay obedient.